Aloha! Welcome back to my YouTube channel or Tumblr blog, whichever platform you're viewing this from. So this video will be my final reflection. Man, that sounds so good to be able to say that. Can you believe it's already the last post? But yeah, this means that this will be my last post for ACM or Academy for Creative Media at West Oahu or ACM WO. Isn't that crazy? So the Tumblr post linked in the description will have my full script for this video, as YouTube descriptions have a character limit. You can also find the transcript in the description by clicking the Show Transcript button at the bottom. So without further ado, let's get started. So the format for this video, I'll be reading the questions for this reflection and I'll be answering them. I have a script here, so let's get started. Actually, first off, what were your thoughts about your research topic going into the first week of the semester? My thoughts during the first week of the semester about my research topic, job displacement in web design, were that AI will not replace human designers or artists as a whole because they lack empathy and the ability to form meaningful connections with humans, both interpersonally and in person. Because AI don't have the ability to meet in person. They're stuck in your computer or mobile screen. So anyways, little tangent there, but however, I didn't think I could win this battle against AI due to my inexperience. I have the skills, sure, but they are elementary at best. Prior to this project, I had some experience working with Figma and creating my first website prototype through my CM316 user experience course. I also practice more coding in HTML and CSS in my Art 320 web design and development class. But in the end, I created a website prototype, so no coding experience was actually needed. So, secondly, what are your thoughts now about your research topic and your project or practicum? I did a project, by the way. My current thoughts on my research topic are that AI can be used as a tool to brainstorm during the ideation step of the design process, generating ideas or inspiration for wireframes and similar tasks. However, it should not do the work entirely for you. It's the same with templates. You don't just submit it as is. You have to add your own personal touch and style, and replace the content with your own words. Regarding my project, I never thought I would beat the AI, so it was a pleasant surprise to win against it. I had many ups and downs, and at one point I thought this project was impossible to complete and that I wouldn't graduate on time. Nevertheless, I'm so glad I reduced its scope, making it less overwhelming and daunting. Best decision I ever made, period. I somewhat regret not being able to complete my original deliverable of a website, but maybe I can create one in the future. Some things are just not meant for you at the moment, but they can come to you later. Wow, didn't that sound just so profound? Thirdly, what did you learn about yourself as a creative through this journey? It was challenging for me to meet my own deadlines, so I kept giving myself extensions, as the project was self-directed and mostly independent. I always thought I was behind, and it really made me doubt my abilities and timeliness. However, I learned not to be as harsh on myself, even though we are our own worst critics. I once saw a quote that said, "Make it exist first, then you can make it good," or something along those lines. That really resonated with the perfectionist in me because I'm always so focused on the little details, like spacing and alignment, when I should really be focusing on the broader picture. Also, you can perfect the minute details later. You just need to create something first. You can polish it, refine it, and revise it later. There's always later. You don't need to rush because life is not a race. It's a journey. Wow, I cooked with that. Fourthly, what did you learn about the creative and production process? If you don't already know, the creative process has 3 phases: pre-production, production, and post-production, also known as the 3 Ps. What I learned is that you just need to trust the process. I know how oversaid that is and how overused that phrase is, but trust me, it's true. There will be some bumps and hiccups along the way, but that is to be expected as no one is perfect and is bound to make mistakes, something I'm still learning to accept. You also have to remember that you are still a student, so you're still learning. It's okay to make mistakes. From planning to execution, every phase of the process is vital, but the bulk of your project will be the production phase. During the production phase, it took me approximately 1 to 3 days to work on the lo-fi wireframes and 5 days to complete the high wireframes and prototype together. I learned to be patient with myself and the process. Locking in wasn't easy, but once I was in the zone, nothing could stop me, not even hunger. Fifthly, is that a word? Fifth question. From here on out, I'm just gonna say like fifth or sixth because I don't want to like add the ly suffix or something. Fifth, what advice would you give new senior capstone students? My advice is to get started as soon as possible and really plan ahead. Current pre-capstone students have the summer to work on their capstones, so really use that time to work on it. Even though the capstone class hasn't technically started, it's still good to start early and get ahead. The pre-capstone is essentially your blueprint for your project, which is necessary for any project. You really need to thoroughly and thoughtfully consider what your project entails, including the specifics for each phase, or at least a general outline. Also, make sure to have backup plans in case your original plan doesn't work out, like me. My backup plan was to create a website prototype since I saw other classmates doing the same. Ergo, at least have a plan A and a plan B. The more plans you have, the better prepared you are, and you have more options to choose from. Be truly interested and passionate about your research topic. Additionally, I suggest delivering something you're familiar with so that you're not just learning an entirely new skill from the beginning. It's good to challenge yourself, but the final product may not turn out as you wanted. And the sixth and final question, where to now? So after graduation, I was referred to work for the local Hawaiian government as a web designer, if I'm getting my details and understanding correctly. I still need to follow up with them if the offer still stands. Regardless, I plan to work in-house at a local or remote company, at a local or remote agency, or as a freelance web designer. I dream of working at top companies like Google, Microsoft, or Adobe, and if all else fails, I could start up my own web design studio called Webko, meaning my website in Ilocano. Site in parentheses. I'm trying to apply to as many jobs as possible, but right now I just want to focus on graduating first. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching and following my creative journey. Good luck to all the graduates on their future endeavors, and have a good day. Peace.